You're kicking it with G on your favorite station.
The perfect station.
92 KELZ, the only station with new music, new artists, new sound.
Back in this thing, my boy Lloyd, he made it in the rain. That's love right there. That's real right there, man. What's going on, my guy?
Man, I'm just appreciate you having me, man.
Man, you know why hey, you my go-to person when it comes to talking about something in the black community, economically and voting-wise, I'm coming to you.
Man, I appreciate it. I try to be out there on the streets, on the front lines all the time, you know. I don't have to get ready, you know. I'm always there, so.
But you know what? Before we even just hop right into it, because I'm pretty sure somebody listening inspired, like, it wasn't always like that.
No, not at all. You know, I probably, to be honest, you know, I start getting my awakening probably, to be honest, like when Trump first got elected. A little bit before that, you know, but when he first got elected, it's like, man, we really got to start doing something. Maybe just me having my college degree, going and working a regular job, you know, that ain't doing enough. So, you know, when it comes to that, I just want to make sure that I'm doing my part, you know. So that's what kind of woke me up, you know, some years back, and ever since then, I just kind of dedicated my life to doing something.
Was it anything specifically that woke you up into doing something? Like to make you like, I gotta make this change, I gotta do this.
I can't say that it was one thing, you know. I think it was just a multitude of things. Just, you know, when you're going through in your life, you know, working for somebody else, you know, working that job, you know, just different problems that come up, you know, and the things that you see in the world, you know. Then you have, I worked at the time, I think I was working for AT&T, and you know, being on there, I was coming in and I was just having customers talk to me about different situations that was going on in the world. You know, it just made it, I don't know, it made it real. So ever since then, I just made sure that, you know, I made sure I was educated on every political situation. So when the customer came in, I was educated enough to school them.
Man, I actually wish more people would actually feel that way and think that way to get more involved and to try to do something, because it's so many things that I see that it really just, it go over my head most of the time. I know it go over other people's head.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So I would say, let me ask you this question. How could just somebody get familiar with the language to understand it?
What I tell people, you know, I first got started, just find an organization. It don't have to be nothing, just whatever organization in your area that say they about their work and they out here in the action, they out here in the community, go visit them and see what real actions they doing. And I guarantee you, most of the time you will see that they ain't doing nothing, or they doing a bunch of bull. And then hopefully that activate you to be like, hold on, if our organizations and our people that's supposed to be fighting for us not fighting for us, who is and what are we doing? And hopefully that wakes somebody up to being like, you know, just start doing research on whatever you passionate in. If you passionate in art, go see what arts they got for students. If you passionate in criminal justice, go see. Look, it's a bunch of courts to go sit in, I can tell you that.
A whole lot of courts.
So, you know, it's a bunch of things to do. So I think you just have to be interested in, I tell people, dive into what you're interested in first, and just get engulfed. And you know, once you know the problems, you start, it introduce you to a whole bunch.
I think what you said, like, I think people should definitely get familiar with the groups that surround their community so they can get themselves familiar with what's going on around them.
Sure.
You know, like with the whole voter thing, like that's why I told you like to come here now, like what are we really supposed to vote? Like people know voting. Only thing people associate with voting is, okay, now I gotta go to this, I know I gotta press this button, I know we supposed to vote automatically Democrat or we supposed to Republican, but don't know what goes into it.
Right. I mean, I tell people, you know, if anybody's seen that they always have a whole bunch of different debates out here, you know, the what you call it, the presidential debates, and what we trying to do different. You know, I told you about the event that we got coming up on November 16th at the Shrine of the Black Madonna from 2 to 5, is we have some real accountability. You know what I'm saying? So when a politician come up there and they ask a question, we're gonna have a real community advocate from New Black Panthers and all these other people to say, hey, this is a historical fact. This was been going on, so whatever you're saying may not apply. Of course, we'll give the candidate another 30 seconds to kind of answer and rebuttal to whatever that was said, but we never had that before. It's like an on-the-spot fact checking. Like, what is really going on?
There's never been an on-the-spot fact checking. Like, you know, let's go down this list. Since you want to talk about, let's go down this list. Since we got you here this time, let's go down. So can you actually hold everybody accountable that we have in these positions?
Yeah, it's possible. But at the same time, it's possible if everybody is doing their part in whatever they're passionate in. You know, I'm passionate in economic development, nothing from people from the HISD that ran from board or HCC board. They can't do nothing for me. So I gotta know at the first time it starts with education. So first I gotta educate you on whatever your issue is, who handles that issue. And that's how you start looking into and first start getting into what you're getting. That's why I say it start with what your passion is, because then you'll find out the person that fits your needs or can help you solve that problem that you're looking to solve.
And how do we, like, I know I'm just asking like a bunch of how-tos, but like a lot of people just don't, like we talked about before, don't actually know where to start. You know what I mean? To even go to look up that information, to even turn to a friend and be like, hey, where can I go this? Because I would say, this is my opinion now.
Right,
this
right.
is not a fact.
No, go ahead.
The younger generation, I would say 32 and above, is more so on the warrior side, people that was more so in tune with knowing what rice is, and we have to know this.
For sure.
For the generation side, younger side, I feel like that's getting washed away. They really, they's like blurred lines. They really can't see which way there is to go.
I can't. The
That's
only reason why, and I'm gonna tell you why, it's kind of valid, but I'm gonna tell you why it's not, because in college at PV, I wasn't thinking about nothing other than what was gonna help you at the time. What was my Madden game that was coming up? What party we was gonna hit? Where we was going for spring break? I wasn't thinking about no activists, nothing. You know, let alone any organizations I'm looking up on campus that would have changed what we're doing. And let me remind you, when I was in college at PV, that's when Obama was first elected. So we threw up the fist for that one day, and then it was like, all right, who Madden game is it? You know, so we was back to sleep or doing whatever we was wanting to do back to life. So,
Which is a great point, which brought me to what I'm about to say now. Do you think it takes for something major to happen for us to get back on track?
I don't say it takes something major. We just got to have deliberate actions in those areas. We have 0 organizations in those black colleges that's about that work, and then the organizations that are about that work, we have 0 other big, or they're all student organizations. We have no big organizations backing those organizations up. They're doing it alone.
I feel like it's still our fault. Just like me and you go around all day and preach all day, hey, we need to be together, we need to be together. But who's really gonna do that? Everybody talks a great game, but when it comes to actually sticking together and doing something, man, people be slacking.
I mean,
because
to be honest, it's been more nowadays.
We should be way further than what we're supposed to. Even with anything, like y'all do some great stuff. Yeah, it's no reason why everybody should be trying to run and get this information, trying to understand what is this, what is it, like, who is really, okay, well, they holding people accountable. That's how I need, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it's people that see it, but at the same time, I have people tell me all the time, like, they want to know how they can fit in. They see what we're doing, or how can they be a part. And that's something that we're working on as an organization. We got to get better with how we fit new people in, and how we bring people in, and how we get people involved. So that's something that we can do better as an organization too. I won't just put it on all the other people, but at the same time, it's hard to get people invested. There's so much going on in the world that, you know, it's a lot of distractions out there. You got your reality TV, you got your all these, every month you got a baby shower, you got a gender reveal, you know what I'm saying? So we got so much life out there. You got people so much rather go to a birthday party than looking up what's going on, voting, what's going on this, what's going on that. We too involved, people are real involved in life, which is fine. But it's something that's going on bigger than what we see every day, and it takes us and people that are seeing it to just keep trying to wake people up. Everybody not gonna see it, and I'm not hoping to get everybody, but the people that are, hopefully we get them. And I tell people, hopefully this beauty supply that we opening, when we start giving away 50% off bundles for community service, our community service, we'll see how much response we get.
Now, I agree with you on that. Now,
Sure.
I feel like if more people were to go into the community, I mean, whether they get turned away or not,
Sure.
but just for it to be seen, just for even a smaller eye to be seen, it could trigger a lot of flames. You know, it could light a lot of things in the community that could be done. Like, I feel like a lot of organizations, push away a lot of the people that can actually be a bigger help. Like, they look at somebody strictly stereotype, boom, out here a drug dealer. You know, I don't want to deal with him. But not knowing he probably got a major connection to the community. So if they see him doing anything different, they're going to automatically do anything different.
Right.
Like, it's no understanding of where anyone's coming from anymore. Everybody's so judgmental. And I feel like it's taking us a step back.
Yeah, you know, I can agree because everybody want to be. I feel like, but that comes with ego. Everybody ego is the enemy. Everybody want to be the boss. Everybody want to have their own organization. Everybody want to be the CEO. Everybody want to be president. That's why I tell people I don't care. I don't have to be the 100% of nothing. I don't have to be the leader, but as long as we going in the right direction, you know. But at the same time, we don't have. Think about all the revolutionary groups out there. What was their problem? They never did have the money, the backing. They didn't have the business savviness to continue after they became politically suicide or whatever, that people didn't want them no more. Then they couldn't be self-sustaining once the other people didn't want you to sustain. And think about all the black organizations that are sustaining. They are all the people that conform to whatever the government and whatever the status quo is, just to keep getting that money. So they are stay organizations like NAACP, they will stay nullified because they want that money. I tell people I would never, if I'm NAACP, I would never take a $50,000 check from Shell. I need $5 million contracts. We need some real economic development that's going on. Not no little $50,000 payoff that they probably wrote off and got back through taxes anyway.
So do we need to work from the inside out? Do we need to tear from the inside and build all?
We definitely have to pay attention to those organizations, because those are the organizations and the institutions that are people look to. Think about it. If you're not black, you don't know no black organizations. You say we want to think about organizations that help black people. Who we gonna give our money to? You gonna look at the NAACP, Urban League, and those are the organizations that's selling us out.
But it goes back to that, what educate you got to know and what to be able to hold accountable for. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's so many things that people just see, but they automatically follow it because of what they've been heard all this time.
For sure.
They don't.
But it starts by getting involved, though. You got to get involved. You got to want to do it. It ain't enough for somebody just to tell you. I tell all my friends and them know, but I have more people that come to my meetings that's outside of my circle than the people that come from within. And I got a lot of partners.
And that's what brings me back to that judgment. Boy, everybody only go by your past. It's hard for somebody to see you as a new person when they know what's behind the mirror.
You right. And I'm sure they remember the party meeting.
Like, you know, that's all they see. You know what I mean? Well, it's so hard for change for us, man. Like, we can't. It's just like unacceptable. You could call it a sellout. You could call so much just by trying to better yourself. Sure. It's been so hindered on us to better yourself that it hurt. It's like a double-edged sword. It helps you and hurt you at the same time.
Right, but I mean, I don't let that phase me. But I mean, because everybody that know, like anybody that knew me even then, like they know I'm a real person. I've never been a fake person to just even like somebody and be like, I don't like you. Nah, if I didn't like you, you probably would know it. You know, not saying I was doing anything malicious to you, but you know, I just didn't fake the phone.
Yeah.
You know, so I think when it comes to that, people see me in steps, and I was just at PV Homecoming, and I can't tell you how much love people like, man, I see what you're doing, man. I like the change you're doing. I share your videos and stuff all the time. So I think the many of the people that do see and be like, he may be still the same. He just out here talking. I'm sure there's a lot of people that see the other difference, and other people come along. I don't even let that bother my mind not 1 second. You know, because there's so much other work that needs to be done, like what other people play and other stuff. I'm focused on the people that want better and want change and want to do something different. Other people that come along and other people won't. You know, but we can't let that mentality phase us from what the mission is and where we need to go as black people.
I definitely agree with you. Like, the manipulation tactic that people use for just to get their word across. Sure. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's how a lot of people win. They think they're all good, they all doing the great thing for the community, but like you just said, it's all about the money. It's all entertainment wise.
Look, I told you, I don't even know if this had happened when I was here. You know, the NAACP Houston tried to sue me. So, you know, don't get me wrong, I'm still a member. I was at their meeting the other day, but at the same time, when we wanted to run and create change, we would have been the youngest people run for the Houston chapter ever.
I remember.
And I said I want to run on a Thursday. I walked out my house on a Friday. Dude was like, "You Lloyd Ford? Yeah, you been served." And they tried to have a court case on a Monday without us knowing. That following Monday.
And it's doing it to ourselves.
Yeah. So we've been trying to help black people, but to be honest, I haven't been doing nothing but fighting black people since we started this journey.
And that's the crazy part. Like, we doing it to ourselves.
Yeah, it's somewhat self-inflicted. Don't get me wrong. When you get to a certain level, you hit some white resistance. You know what I'm saying?
No, it's
but
it's there.
Yeah,
like it's there. But like, I understand the fight, man. I'm all for the fight, but we don't have no self-awareness, self-acceptance for the things that we do wrong, that we could better ourselves. We can stop a lot of stuff right now.
Yeah, that's why I tell people, don't even worry about Trump. Like, don't look at nothing. Don't even worry about nothing Trump doing. Hold these local people accountable. Your city councilman, look, these state commissioners, these state reps, your Boris Miles and the rest of them in the world, like, them are the people that holds a lot of our fates in their hand, but they don't share in our economic development.
Do they still teach that in school? Because when I went through school, they actually broke down how the laws were, used like on a local
Like
level.
government?
Yeah.
I mean, they do, but who remember that?
That's what I'm saying. Is it still being taught? Like,
Yeah, I think that's still a requirement. Somewhat government. I would think it is. I have to ask. Don't even. I've asked people for history books before of a public history book just so I can get it and strike that mug out and let people know. Mail it to the district. All type of notes like, look, all that shit fake, false. But I heard they don't even print the books no more, especially when it comes to social studies and history.
Yeah.
Like, they try not to even teach it in like elementary. And all those other ones.
And that was a big thing. Like, you went through all these steps growing. Well, I know I did. I don't know how old you are, but I'm
31.
Oh yeah, we about to say, yeah, we went through this step by step. But now you don't even like. You can honestly walk up to somebody and ask them what the judicial system is. They'll know what that is, but they won't know any other branch.
I mean, the normal person, I mean, outside of just knowing what all the branches are, like, just tell them who holds the fate of your neighborhood in your hands. Most people won't know. Or who is your city councilman? Who is your city councilman representative? I guarantee you 50 to 75% of the people won't know. But I guarantee you, and that's in our less fortunate district, but I guarantee you, you go to the white district, it shoots up 20 to 30%.
So people know it?
Yeah.
I agree with that. Because, to them, to everybody looking at it, like, what is my point of knowing who he is?
And that varies by age. Don't get me wrong. You have some young folks be dumb and clueless, and I don't know what, white or black. But it's money to the old folks that they turn out in droves, and that's who really drives the voting block.
That's because I feel like I was saying earlier, I feel like they went through something, so all that was something that they were fighting for. Like, if that was to turn back around now, more people will become aware. More people will wake up and try to get more familiar with everything because they have to.
I mean, they old, retired, they got more time on their hands. So they watch the news all day.
We can't say that's it. We can't say
that's not it, but the big majority of the people, because they bust these senior citizens out.
Yeah.
Like, I know, I shout out to Richard Bunton, running for state rep out there against Harold Dutton. And he busts a lot of these older folks around these different districts. So I know they are the voting block, so and it's because they have nothing to do and they willing to pay attention to the issues. Now, were they voting and as engaged 30 years ago? Who knows? That's a question. You know what I'm saying? Because I can say I wasn't as engaged or as focused 6 years ago.
4 years.
Shit,
Well,
be
no,
close.
I'm not 4 years ago.
Is that 4 years ago?
Yeah.
But I mean, that shows you the awakening, how quick it can happen as much as you want it to happen.
I agree. Man, it's just a lot, man, when it comes to that voting, man, because you could be listening to your city councilman and you still not know the issue on what is what. Like, literally just be dear to life. Just, okay, I'm here. I know my city councilman. Okay, but most of y'all saying yes. I think I need to say yes.
Right. But I mean, most of the time, to be honest, with me, and I don't say this often, but to me, voting ain't everything. To be honest, it's used as a tool. So long as we know what it is and how it needs to be utilized, just like everything else in government that they put in place, then we'll be fine. But I think I hate when people put too much emphasis on it, like it's everything, because it ain't everything. Because if it was everything, it wouldn't be as manipulative. And it's a reason why they don't want a whole bunch of people to vote. It's a reason why they practice voter suppression in a way, because it do mean something, so it's not for naught. But at the same time, we got to know that I'm about economic development and having your own and ownership. Now that's about something, because that's something you can't take away from. You know, that's why my group, we don't go after no grants or nothing, because we don't want our hands tied in no type of shape, form, or fashion. Because, you know, we only got that one rule, and, you know, your skin is your ticket in.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
Man, hey, I really think it's a great thing that y'all do, even with the economic group, because you definitely have been preaching the whole, you got to own something. Like, you have to own it. Like, a lot of people don't want to put in the work. Everybody wants them shortcuts. Everybody wants something handed to them. Like, I would say it's a lot of more black business I've seen now within the last 5 years in a long time.
Yeah. People give an awakening, you know, but we just got to keep pushing. You know, don't think that it's ever too much or we got enough. And I think that's how we got with Obama. It's like, all right, cool, we done kind of made it. We going in the right direction at least. We don't need to push too hard. Because you think about it.
Everything changes though.
But think about it. The Black Panthers and stuff, they was around in the 60s and 70s. Why we ain't had no group or nothing pop up just as militant or different in a different type of way in 30, 40 years?
Crack epidemic.
I mean,
That hit super hard.
they ain't got nothing to do with black organizations rising up and being militant.
With the whole, man, when they put everybody away, it's almost like the whole system back in the day how it was. Like, everybody that was standing up, right? TV hit big, everybody's now able to watch it. So they start hitting all the top heads, left and right. You ain't gonna wanna stand up, you know, because you don't know where it's coming from at this point. And with everything else going on, your mind, your mental not there. That's why I said, like, your mental not there. All the strong people that was there was cut down.
But you know why? Because they was at a shortage of.
That definitely hit you in the pocket.
So at the same time, if they had with all the money when they was at their height, if they would have said we about to go start a couple grocery stores instead of giving out breakfasts, you know what I'm saying? We want to go start a couple gas stations. We want to go start a couple businesses, beauty supplies. Then, not saying I'm sure it was different entries to the market at that point in time, but whatever business that was relevant that people was buying from, if they would have did that in something that's self-sustaining. We got to look at more self-sustaining stuff. That way we don't have to beg for it. When that politician is only being bought off because he can't come to a black business and say, hey, I need $10,000 for my campaign. You know what I'm saying? So now when all these politicians know that we are not just activists in the community, but we business owners, then you going to be like, look, we ain't got to go to Whitey to go do what we need to do. We can do it from right here. And when we get held accountable, we going to do it right here. You know the reason why they take us for not? It's because this whole season, I didn't see Mayor Turner not one time come to none of the community events. He only sent advocates. Not saying he wasn't out there at different events, but only the big ones. You know what I'm saying? So it's a reason. It's because when they feel like either they already got you or they don't need you. You know what I'm saying? So what reasons we got to make sure they come in. It ain't up to them to come. It's up to us to make sure they come.
No, I definitely agree with you, but I'm listening and just thinking about everything. Like when we get to different levels,
Right.
On certain things. Like right now, let's just say right now, me and you on the ground level, so we hitting the ground running hard. You know what I mean? It's gonna come a point where you can't hit the ground running. I mean, you can choose to hit the ground running, but
What you mean? Why you can't hit the ground running?
you can. I mean, you can. Like I say, you can choose to do it, but if you really are making the top decision and doing certain things, you can't be at every little bitty thing that everybody wants you to be at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what
I'm
saying.
not faulting him for that.
No, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't faulting you. I wouldn't even say nothing like that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, far as on us understanding, like, because you lose voters that way when people don't, or you lose the tension that you in the game because people feel like, oh, he's not even active with us anymore because he's not doing it. Because a lot of people,
I can go further on stuff that he's missed out on, but I just use that as a starting point. And I'm not naming nothing that I wouldn't expect out of the other candidates. I'm only naming from what I've seen other candidates go out there and do. And I understand he the mayor, he got other responsibilities, he got other stuff going on, but I do know the neglect of the promises that he made to the community at the same time that he grew up in.
and that's the thing with giving the promises that they make.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people make a lot of promises. Boy, they break every last single. They can get up there and make you a million promises and they ain't gonna fall through on none of them.
I mean,
How hard is it to actually follow through on promises that you make?
I think it depends on the promise. You know, you probably 50,000 or you promise me $1 billion. You know, I'm a little bit skeptical. You say you come with this billion, but I think it's their reluctance to fall through.
Yeah.
I think once they get in there, they realize maybe they don't need the people that they made those promises to as much.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So, like with black people, we vote people in, we don't vote them out. So that's why we got people, representatives that be in there for 30 years, not necessarily doing nothing for our communities. I told somebody, Jason's Lyric came out in like 92, 93. They had a part of that in 3rd Ward. That corner still looked the same way today. So, and it's usually some of the same representatives in the area, some of the same players. So you tell me, why should 3rd Ward be going through gentrification when you got NAACP, you got 2 of the biggest, largest black churches in Houston. You got Willa Avenue. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna call no name. You got 20 black churches within 3rd Ward's zip codes. So we just got to look at how deliberate. We can't be going into a church house and then it's a crack house across the street. We got to be asking our pastor what's going on. They can't keep preaching to the same saved folks.
What do you think we can do as a community to help change it? Just on that small scale.
When you say change what? It depends.
Well,
on
just change. I would say, let's say if you have a negative environment, the things that you spoke on.
Right.
So we have these churches around. We have everybody around that are advocates. What are some necessary steps, or what are some steps that we can take to help change the area?
For one, wherever you are, whatever organization, church you in, find out what they're doing sustainable, effectively for the community. Not just giving a stat to say, oh, we help businesses and we've gained over 300,000 hours helping businesses, but how much revenue did they gain? How many locations do they own? How many employees do they have? We need real stats and real accountability. So wherever they or however they plan to help the community, we need to make sure and hold them accountable that they're actually helping the community in whatever area. That's why I don't want to nail it down, because some people may feel like, oh, that's not our area. So if you got a daycare, it shouldn't be full price. That's your church. What are you doing to help your constituents with these daycare?
Man, when I say we like hit it, because I talk about that all the time when it comes to churches. Like, it's so many of us that's homeless that need help. Like, it's no reason that the doors of the church should be closed. If that was like, if you was a pastor and we paying you to preach, you can be here full time, actually reaching back into the community,
Right.
helping every day, all day. You know what I mean? If you
Sure.
like, if you want to get a check, like, there's plenty of pews around. There's plenty of people here that could be advocates. Like,
Right.
money could come in and money could go right back into the community and keep rolling around.
I mean, I guess we just don't understand, and it's different levels. Everything is not the same for every church. You got some small churches, we not gonna expect as much out of you. But your Will Avenues that get millions and millions of dollars to build new churches, then we need you to step it up. And then, how many black businesses are contracted to build your new multi-million-dollar church? I think it's like a couple percent.
He making millions. He can help the other little small churches start making millions, showing them the different little things they can do to make millions. So that way now everybody got millions. So now we can all reach back and do something.
Look, this is what they can do. If Will Avenue, I hope somebody listening from it. If they want to do something good, let's just say this is a church. They got millions of dollars. Let's just say if they took $500,000 and say, we are going to help our own congregation start businesses. Bring us your business plans and your ideas.
Yeah, we gonna start our own loans.
You know how much, you know what the average is to start a new business? It's like $50,000. You talking about expanding the church range and reach if that's what you want to do.
Far.
Go start some businesses. Go use your money to start economic development within and guess what? That should bring back to you tithes and offerings. If that's what you're going for, are we looking at a short game here?
Now I got money to spend. I can come back and give. Hey, but a lot of
Who
people
helped me get
like,
this business? And they don't even have to wait to get on it through tithes and offerings. They can say, by us giving you this $50,000 to start this business, we got an automatic contract up, and the church is 5% owner in the business.
Or that, and employ everybody within the church. So I know it's somebody that do something, so it can
Exactly.
constantly multiply.
Exactly. So that just shows you in 5 minutes how easy it is to spark economic development if you want to. But you gotta want to. And people in the church see it as attacking the church. But I'm like, it ain't attacking the church. Just hold them accountable for what they're doing or not doing.
So you just said something now, because let's just say if Houston black churches itself, and all the major Houston, Atlanta, Cali, all the churches the black churches came together, right? Mm-hmm. Houston, y'all do the grocery market. This is why all the black, we gonna handle all the grocery. Atlanta, y'all handle all the entertainment or whatever, all the black entertainment, that's what y'all do. Cali, y'all handle all the produce and all this. Y'all over here, y'all handle all the water. We just start our own banking system over here. Like,
you want me to tell you what's something even crazy? Exactly. But you want me to tell you something that's even crazy? Think about football players. Think if they said, instead of giving that $100,000 or $50,000 a year to a toy drive, a turkey drive, and we're gonna give to a nonprofit that started black-owned businesses. How hard or how much money could they collect in a year's time to spark economic and get somebody that's a business manager over different sections, grocery, shopping and retail, and start businesses in these areas?
Hey, I'm gonna go and put it out there because I wasn't gonna even say nothing about it, because that's a nonprofit that I already getting the works that I'm getting started, and it's called FTP Investments, for the people investment.
I love it, bruh.
And that's exactly what it's doing. I'm helping everybody with, like, single mothers, black mothers with automobile, like any repairs, just come to me. I'm gonna get it done for you for free. If you need help with home download, need help, I'm gonna help you get home assistance in it, like anything. I have like. Shout out to Yvette Dumas. She said she'll be my psychologist. So if you want to get mental check for PTSD, anything, go to her. Write it off. We're gonna get that. It's free. Like, it's so many stereotypes on it that it's just that easy.
For sure.
It's crazy that you said that. Like, I know it's fake now. Like, I know I'm on the right track, because nobody's doing it.
Exactly.
Nobody's reaching back and actually.
But again, I done had so many people tell me, oh, football players and athletes, they can't do that because they got people watching their money. They can't give to certain stuff, or this person is not in that mind state, so they don't give to that type of stuff.
I thought you made it. I thought you did. What you mean? You ain't watching your money.
What mind state do we need to be in to start doing something revolutionary? Who says that you got to give your money to a turkey or toy drive? Like, that's a bunch of bull baloney. So I don't accept that, and I just need football players to wake up and really see the economic development and spark that y'all can have with this money that's doing nothing different than what y'all already doing. We ain't giving away money. We ain't doing nothing other than building self-sustaining black-owned businesses. And I ain't talking about minority. Let's get that straight. I'm talking about black, Negro, African American, whatever you want to call yourself. That's what I'm talking about.
But you gotta have your stuff together, man. Nobody just gonna get, like, when he say black business, he mean black business that has put in the work.
For sure.
That has the foundation, that has built that. You know what I mean? It's not about having a huge following, but put in the work.
Yeah, we ain't just giving to any old body.
You know what I mean? It's not.
But we definitely. That's why I say we'll have a manager in each one of those areas. But it's just that easy to spark economic development. You just gotta want to do it. And tell me, somebody give me $1 billion, like I'm taking that pony on the road.
We ride all the way, and that's gonna bring more money and more money and more money.
For sure.
See, bro, we gotta have these conversations. We're gonna plug in the slide. We're gonna talk about this once a month.
Come on.
You just stay on y'all head with it, because it's important, man. But. Man, thank you again for coming out, bro.
Like, appreciate you having me, bro.
Next time you come in, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna go over a list over some things. We're gonna just go instead of just going off the dome, because I feel like we miss so much just by talking and rambling, going over. Like, it's just ridiculous. We need to have a group discussion. I'm gonna get some more people in here so everybody can get some more heads busted up in here.
Look, come on. Now you speaking my language.
For real. But
eating this cookie.
Hey, shout out Tiff Trees, our sponsor. Hey, they going down. But anything you want to get out before we get out?
Man, all I say is, pay attention to. We got our group, Creative Group Economics. We meet every second Monday of the month at Shea Community Center on 3815 Live Oak. Shout out to brother Lloyd Parker. We got our Black Community Forum coming up at the Shrine of the Black Madonna. Thank you to them. That's November 16th. That's a Saturday. They also got the Black Market place going on that day. Shout out to the Black Store. Go look up. That's a black-owned beauty supply store coming soon. That's the blackstoreinc.com. And then we got shout out to 9 Innovations, which is one of our gym that we just bought into off of 59. Y'all go check it out. It's called 9 Innovations. Check it out. We appreciate it.
Bitch. Hey, you heard it here, man. Hey, I'm gonna make sure I put this up so it's definitely gonna get played back probably about 1,000,000 times on that thing.
Come on.
But-
I'm about to go chop this up now.
Hey, man, y'all be safe out there in that weather. You heard me, man, because it's bad out there.
Sure.
But we finna hop into this thing, man. We finna jam out, and then we'll be right back in with our next guest.
You're kicking it with G on your favorite station.
The perfect station.
92 KELZ, the only station with new music, new artists, new sound.